Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 4 of our Legacy of Ruin Pathfinder 2nd Edition campaign. After a short hiatus where we took a break to raise money for Extra Life on our normal game day weekend, which thanks to all the great viewers out there, we're able to hit close to now $2,400, only $8.80 away from $2,400. Thank you for everybody that helped us 2 weeks ago. We now return to the realms of Ravenel. In our last adventure, our party of fated heroes had journeyed forth, seeking to find out what had happened at the Twisted Oak. A druid battered, beaten, bruised, and near death. As you queried him, you discovered that a dark corruption has seemed to have been infesting the sacred oak tree, with the leader of the druidic order missing, having traveled out to investigate strange occurrences of blight and corruption in the Ravenel forest. It turned towards you to investigate what was going on, making quick work towards the tree. You discovered several of the plant-friendly leshies had been infused with a dark bile that lashed out at you, attacking sort of anger and rage, brutalizing Cordelia, almost killing her. But Miko tapped into his now invested power, sending healing surges and blessings of Desna through all, as everybody became more accustomed to their powers and abilities, summoning their bows, guns, casting shields over one another. You fought your way up the twisting, winding earthen ramparts to discover a circle of druids bent in prayer around the ancient oak tree, their hands coated in emerald glow. Eldritch energies sort of seem to hold to bay some dark, twisting blight growing through the tree. Wounded, weary, and tired, one of the lead druids, by the name of Daniel, spoke to you, grasping breath, and cast a healing spell over all of you. He mentioned a group of druids had gone below into the caverns beneath the tree, but had not been heard from since. The druids were barely holding the corruption at bay. You notice even the short break Daniel took to heal you, spikes of blight shot through the root system. One of the druids lost consciousness even, and the blight began to grow at a faster rate. Now, slightly recovered, abilities relatively back on par, and a juicy blueberry gummy that Miko ate, surging him with the blessing of another spell slot. You prepare to venture further below the Twisted Oak. The druid's warning still rings fresh in your mind. Several of the plants and creatures in this region have grown awakened, hostile, and cruel, including, possibly, some of the entrances down below. And with that, we turn our attention to our group of heroes. What would you like to do?
I imagine we should get on with it.
Yeah, I guess we gotta fight this tree or whatever.
We have to figure out what's going on with the tree. Maybe not fighting tree.
You never fought a tree before?
Can't. Actually, I have, so I can't talk.
I was gonna say. How have you never fought a tree before? Do we still have that one last healing potion in the party loot?
I believe there's
Yeah.
still one healing potion you haven't divvied out yet.
Yep.
I mean, like, yeah, I'm gonna take it if no one else will. Psst, 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 put it in Miko's stuff. I don't know how to take it!
You just drag and drop it into your
drag and drop
character
it.
sheet.
Open your character sheet.
I did that!
Open the loot character sheet. Drag and drop on your inventory page.
This is a very
I'm
professional
on.
operation.
If Michael, you
It
can't
is.
get to it, I'll take it.
No!
We pride ourselves here at Digital Dungeons that our production value truly does look like a bunch of friends playing a game around a table.
I got made fun of, and for what?
It's drag and drop. You got it.
I was.
Oh my.
I'm
Enjoy
done.
your potion.
I'm out of
Good
here.
job. Good job, Michael. You did it.
Good stream, Michael.
Miko has achieved potion. Okay.
Miko kept picking it up and dropping it.
Vatia just standing in the corner like, please, baby Miko.
Just
I will hold on to it for you if you keep dropping it, please.
Complete struggle bus.
Miko, what the fuck? Just no underwear.
I don't know how to explain this. I don't know how to use Foundry. Okay.
God.
If we are quite done with picking up potions, perhaps we should find closest entrance and enter. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Finding
I agree.
a way in that's hopefully also close by is probably our best route. Just to get in and then make things quick and efficient so nobody dies. 'Cause that would be tragic.
Well,
That's called foreshadowing.
I had a spray bottle.
we could ask the druids. They might know which
true.
way to get into the central area.
That's a good idea.
You do vaguely remember, because it's only been 10 minutes in game time, that they had mentioned there's multiple entrances, but they don't know which ones are safe to go through because they've been here kind of holding the tree at bay. But they do know that, dangerous plants guard several of the entrances.
Okay. Well,
Aren't all of them dangerous?
that's some.
Michael saying that.
Mhm.
No, listen. If they're all going to the place where there's more evil blight, fleshy things coming out of, and are they not all equally dangerous?
Well, they're
That's a
all dangerous,
fair
not
point.
necessarily equally dangerous. There might be one entrance that's got 40 leshies and one that has 2. I
Alright.
vote for the 2.
Well, let's. Sounds
two
like we
seems
pick
like
a
a
hole
good
and
idea.
hope there's just 2.
I keep our fingers crossed and our eyes open to make sure that there's only 2.
Is this one that I'm nearby? Is this looking like a hole that we can enter?
So all of them, you'll have to go back down, or you can jump off the cliff. You're about 15 feet up. So all of these are down at the ground sort of floor area. But these are the 4
Well, I've got some
entrances.
rope. I can help get everybody down.
So you see there's 4 scattered into
Okay.
a solid wall.
Jumping down is acrobatics or athletics?
Or you could use this handy
Or
rope.
falling damage.
Or we could use the handy rope.
I'm
Vachia's gonna take the rope and just climb down.
And I'll hold it.
I'm hesitant to walking down just because I don't know if there's more leshies back there, if they're gonna pop up again.
Oh,
Miko,
I
do you
see.
want to buddy system and walk around with me? I don't want to climb.
Yeah, I'm not in the mood. Yes, of course. Let's do that.
If
Alright,
they're going
so
to walk, we might
Sarko,
as
you're
well all
tying
walk.
off a rope, throwing it over the cliff while Miko and Delea walk around the ramp, and Vatia, you're climbing down.
Yeah.
All right, so 1 second.
Wow.
here.
Okay.
Oh!
No, because
Everybody.
Vatia,
Oh no!
Oh.
as you climb down, the bushes next to this cave entrance start writhing as you approach their presence, and
Oh,
they
boy.
begin whipping around into a frenzy, vines growing forth, hovering into the air as they prepare to lash out at you. And everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
Shit.
well, look what happened when we took the safe route.
I do not want to hear any of your lip, baby Miko.
You can't hear us, but we're walking the other direction.
But can't we're literally just over there though.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna
You
say
can't-
defo, not like.
You can't hear us. It's fine. You're too busy trying not to die.
You know, as you do.
Hold on, Foundry's really fighting with me. Bro.
No break?
Foundry's fighting me. I don't know what's going
You
on,
look like
dude.
you're having some bandwidth issues.
Probably.
You might need to turn off Dice Stone Ice for just today alone. Ooh,
Oh my
no.
a nat
god.
1 on initiative. Good job.
That's all from me.
Oh, I wasn't expecting this.
Zarko, with your 14 initiative, you go first. As everybody rolled incredibly poorly.
I mean, does it really matter if we're all in the same range of rolling poorly?
Yeah.
I will assist. Or I just look over the edge and see this thing.
Yeah, you can see this bush kind of writhing and twisting, blood-sucking vines, thorns kind of growing out of them as though they seek to lash out.
And Vatia's on the ground, right?
Batia is standing on the ground, yes.
Okay.
We did
Then
lose Michael for a second.
with
Oh, no.
my gun still drawn, I will attempt to attack it.
All right.
Apparently it's not loaded.
You should see there's that reload macro on your
Yeah.
top bar now.
The game is also paused if that's influencing anything.
All right, I reload my gun. I line up the fire. Oh, no, what? Maybe the module might be broken. Cannot fire the weapon because it's not loaded. I just reloaded it.
Here. Did you use the actual...
Yeah,
there's a macro that looks like an arrow with like a plus symbol in your bar.
Yeah, that's the same one I clicked.
It posted just reload on there. It didn't post that you reloaded your side pistol and put the effect on you. But now it's actually loaded.
Okay. Now shoot it.
That is a critical hit.
What?
Phew.
Vatia, look out!
Excellent shot, Zarko.
Expert precision. Zarko whips out his pistol, loads around in the chamber, and shoots it off. Immediately, it rips through the bush, shredding it to pieces. And that is that's the combat as you killed it. With your
Excellent
critical
reaction, Zarko. You have slain a treacherous shrub.
Is everything okay over there? I heard a gunshot.
No worries here.
Just
Okay.
some more violent plants is all. Zarko is excellent shot to take care of. He's fine.
Okay, so nothing out of the ordinary. Okay.
Yes.
Come on, Miko. You're being really quiet right now. Let's keep walking.
I would like to reload my pistol.
Give it a shot real quick and see if it works this time for you. There you go.
Okay.
Well, yeah, last time it just posted the reload action. It didn't actually reload your pistol. But there you
I was
go.
holding my push to talk key at the same time, so maybe that did something.
Maybe. All right.
Yeah,
Well, that bush is dead.
Can I take a peek inside this entrance here?
You can, and then I will show you a little bit of what is inside there.
I'm so nervous.
Another
I have
bush.
to manually pull you to the scene real quick. You have low light vision, right? Yeah, just low
do
light
I?
vision.
Ye-
So it's difficult for you to see anything inside here, as it's nearly pitch black. But you should be able to get just kind of the gist of kind of earthen, damp smell coming, and it looks clear from what you can tell from the light shining within.
Okay. Then I'm gonna head back out, and Vacha will call out to everyone else. This entrance looks clear, at least for now.
Excellent.
We'll be around in just a moment. Are we good to continue?
Yeah, you can keep walking around the path if you want. Falter, Zarko, are you guys...
On seeing that there is a treacherous shrubbery, I'm going to go with the two that walked.
I'll climb down.
Leia's just power walking ahead of me.
Yeah, because I remember that you can press
Shit.
space to do that thing. To do
Clank,
the
clank,
thing.
clank, clank, clank. I'm running down the ramp. Actually, at this point down here, how high is this bit of the ramp?
Okay.
Why are you going around pausing the game?
Talea,
No!
as you slowly make your way
So-
around the ramp, rushing in a hurried fashion, trying to get towards the entrance that Zarko and Vatia are waiting at, you rush past another entrance down into the underground. As you approach, the bushes spring to life. Dark, thorny tendrils and vines begin peeking towards you as though to try to drink your blood. Everybody go ahead and roll me initiative.
No.
So here's the fun thing is that I remember being like, why are you running so far ahead? Interesting that happened 2 minutes ago.
It's fine.
Isn't
Zarko
it?
got good initiative again.
Zarko has
Zarko's
no
got
idea
this.
what's going on.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Zarko's got this.
I feel like
Zarko's not even
Delea would
there.
scream. If she's a higher
Screaming is a
initiative-
free action.
Cool, and I have a higher initiative. Can I scream ahead of time
Oh my
before
God.
this guy shows up?
Did Miko roll another one? Or did Miko not? Or did it not
I
even...
saw one roll.
Vatia rolled
No,
a
that's
1.
Vatia.
Miko rolled a 15.
No, that's a 12. 15.
Oh, Miko
Oh,
rolled
15.
a perception check that forgot to do it as initiative and then rolled it.
Proud of that.
So the 15 would be the valid one there. It does look like Dice So Nice is causing some lag issues today.
Yeah,
I might turn it off here. I'm just concerned it'll refresh the screen and break the stream. So
Maybe during break.
Guess.
you hear a scream.
Scream. So
Screaming is a free action, so.
game is paused. But I will run that direction. One,
Ah!
2.
And as you
No!
rush past, another bush seems to come to life.
What happened?
Who
Oh God, that was fast.
could have foreseen this?
Good thing I reloaded.
You have one action left since it took you 2 actions to rush across the field.
I'm shooting the bush.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
That's
you
a
are.
crit.
Again?
Maybe I shouldn't have given these a weak template.
It's fine. I think it's great. I think it works perfectly.
No, I think I'm glad you did actually. No, it's fine.
Sako lets off a resounding crack of his gun. It shoots through the bush, but it's still standing. Not fully obliterated this time, as you did last time. As that ends your turn, Miko! You
Yeah.
saw Delea scream, and just on the hint of your vision, you can see the bushes starting to writhe and come to life.
God, she infuriates me. I saw this coming. I saw this literally coming. And what do? Fine. I'm gonna desperately try to open up my character sheet. I wanted to be more prepared than this, but here we are. Do I need to move to get it in sight of me? Like,
You'll have to move at least a bit over to the right. At the angle you're at, the cave wall is going to make it difficult to get good line of sight. You'll have greater cover from where you're at.
okay. Watch this. Miko is going to hit it with his crossbow. Or at least try to. I'm gonna move here. And then do a crossbow. What? Oh, I have to. Oh my
You'll
gosh!
take one action to load
Okay,
it.
This is in.
So I loaded
You
it
have to
for
take one
you.
action to load a
'cause
crossbow. in case
I
you
don't
didn't
think
know.
you have. Yeah, I don't think you have that macro
I
there,
do
but
not.
I loaded it for you.
Thank you. Let's go. Definitely not gonna hit. Oh!
A 21 will hit. You forgot to target, but that will hit.
You know what?
For 2
Two's
damage.
better than nothing. Congrats, Miko.
I'm so proud of him.
Delea, it
I'm
is
not.
your turn. You see a bolt shoot from Miko's trembling boy hand, and it kind of rips a single thorn
Trembling
off
boy hand.
the bush. Maybe not trembling.
Boy hand.
Yeah, no, it's more about the boy hand comment.
Definitely not the trembling part.
I'm writing that down.
Boy hand.
Trembling boy hand.
Tiny Miko boy hand.
Trembling boy
He's
hand.
just a little guy.
Trembling.
Okay. You know, if that's how I look at things. I am going to. I can't do that with 3 things. Those are 4 actions. If I try to do that, against better judgment, because Julia doesn't have that. 5-foot step. I'm gonna change grips on my battle loot to 2-handed, and then I'm gonna strike
All
battle
right.
loot.
Make sure to press T to target.
I was just about to target it. Thank you for reminding me.
All right. Delea grips her loot with 2 hands, steps forward, and swings with all her might, and it whiffs in front of the bush, missing completely. These two almost spin out of control.
Hit it, don't beat around it.
The bush sees a tasty morsel approaching it. One of its vines lashes out, striking towards
Oh, no.
Delea. It hits for 10 damage, and as it does so, its thorns rip across your body,
Oh boy.
and they begin weeping blood.
Oh no! No, thank you. I don't want persistent bleed.
Then, tendrils from the bush reach out. They wrap around your body, and the blood flows into it. And you find yourself having to make a reflex saving throw.
Yo, these are kinda messed up.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm gonna hero point that. I'm using it already.
Alright.
I don't care. I'm not going down today. Not today, Bear.
So as you expertly dodge the vines ripping your hand out of its path, it's unable to soak the blood out of you and restore itself from its feeding frenzy. Batia, you've heard the screams, you've seen Zarko rush forward and whip out his gun, shooting to a plant north, while Delea screams from the south. What do you do?
Okay, I'm going to move up. If I can in fact move. There we go. Move up to here. So I have a clear view of the Bloodlash Bush 2.
Yep.
I'm gonna hunt prey. And I'm gonna attack it. Wait. Yeah.
Yep, that'll work.
Oh, my macro stopped working. Hold on.
But a 13 will miss as it flies off into the distance. Your bolt, or your arrow, unable to strike the wispy bush. So that will be your turn as Falter.
Alright. So how high is this ledge?
Where you're at, it's about 10 feet.
Alright. I'll have to make that acrobatic. So if I were to run straight to the right, could I make an acrobatics check during that to just leap off the side?
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay. So that's what I want to do. I'm launching myself off the side of this ledge. Let me make that skill check for you. It's got a wall in the way, but I'm making. Oof, that's gonna hurt me.
For an 11. Where's your endpoint? Right over here, about at your
Yeah.
max distance.
That's 30 feet.
Yeah. So you leap off the wall as you attempt to acrobatically tumble. You slam onto the ground, face first, and land prone.
Oof.
Okay. So
And
laying
that
here
will be, if I remember, fall damage is half the damage of what you fell, half the distance you fell. So that will be 5 damage. I'll do that real quick for you.
Ow. Well, Falter's not exactly graceful.
Where are those jump boots in your body that you were looking for before?
Soon. Laying here on the ground, I'm gonna point my thrust my hand at Delaya. Delaya?
Delea.
Delaya, okay.
Leia.
Always second guessing myself with it. And
To be fair, it's been like however many weeks since we played.
It's been a month.
I'm making my shield appear between Delaya and the bush.
Alright, as you use Protect Ally, as you tap in to your soul relic power, you thrust your shield forth, and a spectral shimmering image appears in front of Delaya, as though shielding you from possible harm.
And from the ground, I wanted to try to make an energy beam strike on the bush.
Okay,
With my third action.
alright, do it. That will hit.
Alright. Prone penalties be damned. 1 damage.
For one damage.
Hey, it's fire damage if it has any weaknesses.
As we circle back to the top of the initiative, the bush before you, Zarko, Bryce, its tendrils lashing towards you, but unable to reach. And its turn ends because they don't have any movement speed. The bushes are ambush predators.
Well, seeing that, I will move. Reload. And attack the one attacking Delaya.
A 21 hits. As you slam into the bush for 3 points of damage.
That's it.
All right. Miko.
Yep, it's me. Awesome. Cool. Epic. Every day. I guess, like, I feel bad that Delaya's, like, gonna fucking die, but I can't really do much about it. So, I guess I'm just gonna, like, reload and hit it with my crossbow again.
Alright, since Falter's laying on the ground, I will not apply lesser cover.
Okay, I was
So
gonna
you have a
ask if I had
straight
to
shot
move.
at the bush.
Okay, are you gonna reload for me again?
I'll reload
so I
for
can
you.
do that? Thank you. Da, 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 da. Oh wait, I'm gonna target this time. Watch this. Ba, da, da. Miko, you're stupid.
That will miss. However, we do have a player reroll in Twitch chat if you would like to use it.
For this, I don't know if it's worth it. Like, I gotta be honest. Miko's kind of shit. I'm gonna use it to someone else. Having Miko, the cleric, hitting something with his crossbow is worth however many channel points that is.
2,500.
All from me.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
no, that's not worth Miko's shitty little +4 hand crossbow.
All right. You still have one action. Because reload was one and fire was one.
I'd like to use my action to panic.
Panic's a free action. But you could do that for the rest if you want to end your turn.
What
and
if
we'll
I
go to
panic
delay.
like 3 times in a row? Will that count as one
like
action?
full panic. That'll be an action.
Yeah, I'm full panicked. How's that
Delaya.
sound?
Love it.
Yeah, 1 second. Writing stuff down. I am going to take step action. I can't talk. I know what I'm going to. Panicking 1. I know what I'm going to do. I just can't seem to open up my character sheet because I keep clicking on the wrong tab.
It's the blood loss is getting to you.
Oh no.
Oh, the poor blood loss.
I'm gonna target it first because I don't like that it says barely injured. I'm not a fan of that. And just knowing that I'm the closest one, I'm going to cast Forbidding Ward. They're the hostile, or they're the enemy, and I'm protecting myself.
Alright, you put Forbidding Ward on yourself.
Is that allowed?
Yeah.
Cool. I don't trust it. And that's my turn.
Leia's AC is huge right now.
It's a whole 17.
A
Oh.
whole 17. Oh no.
You roll. Click to roll your recovery check as you take 1 point persistent bleed damage.
Hey.
But you do recover, shaking off the bloody condition. You find yourself still standing in range of the twisting, grasping vines as they strike out at you again. Hitting.
Oh, come on. Wait, even with my +1?
Even with your total of 18 AC, it still hit. With the,
Wait, is that shield still? Is that shield only a +1?
Yeah.
Oh crap.
So that will be 3 damage. And persistent bleed of 1 on you.
Down.
You're not down yet.
Once that persistent bleed, I will be down.
And then it strikes at you once more.
Good night.
Yeah, miss.
But it misses. And it's not a smart or incredibly intelligent creature. It just wants to feast on your blood, so it strikes again.
Wait.
And it hits.
The Hail Mary third attack.
Literally.
Good night,
Yeah.
Delaya.
I'm down.
For 5 damage as Delaya once again falls down, somehow ending up being the one to fall the most during Legacy of Ruin. Batya.
Okay. Vatya is going to use her hunted shot against Bloodlash Bush 2.
Alright.
Yeah.
And you do have a reroll still in Twitch chat if you want to reroll that nat 1 that Simple Zach gave earlier.
Yeah, I'll reroll it.
A 14 will hit. And then go ahead and make your second shot.
Oh, I didn't target. Sorry, I was targeting earlier and it must have clicked off.
That'll be 4 for the first. Make your second attack because we combine damage for resistances here.
Sorry.
Just to see. That will also hit. For a total of 7 damage. As your double shot rips through the bush, you strike. The stalks are shredded to pieces. It collapses, wilting upon the ground, and is dead. As you kill that bush, you still have 2 actions remaining.
Yeah, I'm gonna just move over here so I can get a better view of what's going on to the south.
All right, and you see Delea on the ground, not in great condition, bleeding out from wounds on this rather healthy looking bush. Alter, your turn.
Alright. Picking myself up out of the mud. I'm gonna get up into this bush. Get that condition up.
Take prone off.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay. So that was 2 actions, 1 to stand, 1 to move, and I gotta do something to this bush.
That will miss.
Do we still have that reroll?
Vatia
No,
used it
I used it.
Okay.
on her last turn, so that is a miss. As you're unable to strike. Zarko.
I will reload.
This is a long dramatic pause. And then reload.
Well, weighing the idea of using elemental barrage or not. Gonna go with no.
It is kind of a once per encounter power, so you could refocus for 10 minutes and
Yeah, I'm gonna use it.
Cook it.
okay, so you'll make a normal strike.
Ah, prick.
A nat 1 will miss. So unless Twitch chat wants to reward you another reroll, I don't know if Zach's still there with channel points, or if he took off. But we'll give it 20 seconds here to see if you get a reroll from chat. You also have your hero point to turn a critical
yeah.
miss into just a miss. But
Yeah, I'll do that.
that
What's
was a
the...
joke.
Ah,
Because
I
you
don't
increased
think-
the step of success by 1, it would make a critical miss a miss. So because of our house rule.
well then nothing bad happens, right? It's just a miss.
Well, I don't think there's any penalty on a critical miss with this one.
Okay.
Does a critical miss with a firearm result in possible misfire? I can't remember.
You only have misfire chance if you haven't cleaned the gun.
Okay. Yeah, I know in older editions, misfire was more
Yeah.
common. That's why I was trying to remember, but... Okay. Then you are... Then that's it.
Yep.
You
Done.
miss, and that will spend your focus point as well.
Yeah.
Miko.
How many actions is it to feed someone else a healing potion?
One to pull it out and one to pour it down their throat.
God.
So
Cool.
you can pour
I'm
down
gonna-
Delea's throat for your full turn. One action to move, one to grab the potion,
Yep.
one to pour.
Yep. I'm gonna do that then. Can you move me, please? There we go. Can I target her and then use the healing potion?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mm.
You pour
Bro.
the healing potion down Delea's throat. You gasp back to consciousness, Delea. Miko standing over you, an empty bottle in his hand, pulling it away from your lips. You look around at your dire situation, the wounds still weeping from your body. And it is your turn. Since initiative changes after you fall Pathfinder second edition, you are laying on the ground.
I think you're muted, Lily.
I am muted, thank you. It's one action to stand up from prone, correct?
Yep, one action to stand from prone. You want to do that?
Yeah, I have no other choice, and just I need to get out of range of that because I'm gonna go down again. I'm gonna do another step action just because I don't know if they have AoE attack
Okay.
opportunities. And then for my third action, I'm just gonna pull out my. Actually, you know what? I can do that on my next turn. I am going to cast Inspire Courage cantrip.
Okay. So that will affect, I think,
It's-
everyone from where you're
Oh,
at.
wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
With that 60-foot emanation, that will spread out. As Delea drums her lute, inspiring those around her to be courageous. You all gain a +1 status bonus on attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves against fear. You will take 1 persistent bleed damage. Go ahead and make your recovery check. And a 17 will shake it off once again.
Nice.
And that's my turn.
Walter, being the only person within range of the bush, it lashes out at you with its vines.
Oh, come on.
It does hit
Oh,
for
jeez.
10 damage. And you begin to bleed whatever it is automatons have for blood because they're not immune to bleed damage. Weeping this strange liquid of your automaton life force. You guys decimated these other bushes, but this one's like the hero bush. They're all exactly the same, but this one's just a master of its kind. An adventure in its own right.
What do you mean?
It lashes out at Walter again. Oh my god. Wait, no, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to do this. Make a reflex saving throw. As tendrils kind of shoot out to start enveloping you. So you will take 1 damage as it feeds off the blood-like substance from your body and heals itself that amount of damage. Batia.
Just any liquid.
Automaton blood is a delicacy. These awakened, corrupted, blood-lashed vine bushes, don't get them very often.
It's a nice treat every once in a while. Well,
Alright, so rushing back will put you out of volley range.
Right. So Vachu's gonna back up and hunted. Oh, I gotta mark it as prey first. And then I'll hunted shot. Did that? Come on.
You just make the 2 strikes.
Yeah.
The first one is a crit.
And then the second. Sorry, the HUD is fighting me a little bit.
The second misses, however. But go ahead and roll your critical damage. That will be doubled for 18. As your arrow shoots through, almost completely severing the bush's life force. It's hanging by a slow shiver, as though it had kind of the beating that it had brought onto itself from Falter is keeping it going.
Hey, Baird, composite longbow is a deadly D10 on crit.
You are right. You only click the damage button, not the critical button. Go ahead and roll another D10 there.
Oh, yeah, that's my bad.
Good call there, Lily. And that'll do it. As the deadly trait that Lily remembered exists slays the blood-lashed bush, bringing you out of combat.
well,
Woo!
since my turn was coming up next, can I go ahead and try to stop that bleeding?
Yeah.
Before I take that damage. I'm sorry, is that still a medicine check for me? Or?
You just make your flat DC recovery check. Make a medicine check to see if you can
So no, yeah, I was trying to get the
administer
easier
first
flat
aid,
check.
which will give you the flat check. So go ahead and make the medicine check first. Yep, so that'll be good enough for you to get the lower flat check. So go ahead and make that. A 4 is not, however, good enough. You will take 1 persistent bleed damage.
How long has it been since I used my... The fuck is it called?
Cure
Your-
wounds.
Your wave type ability.
Yes.
It's been close to an hour. Walter, make me another flat DC check real quick.
Why can I not remember what
Oh
this
my lord.
is?
Are you guys okay?
Walter
No.
is bleeding out to death right now.
Oh!
Falter?
Panic! Oh!
Walter's
I'm like
dying.
leaking, and I'm like trying to put my hands over each of the leaks, and it's not doing anything.
Yeah,
I'll give
nothing's
something
helping
to
Falter.
Penny,
Here.
help. I don't know medicine.
Falter, do you have
Yeah.
Falter, do you have one of the healing potions?
I do, but that doesn't stop persistent bleed.
I know, but it helps you
Can
feel
I,
a
like-
little better.
Can I treat wounds or something? I don't know what I could
Treat
do.
wounds will take 10 minutes, but you can try to administer first aid to give him another check real quick before he takes damage.
Fine.
So
Give
that would
me
be a
a
medicine
second.
check.
We could
I'm on it.
dry up all this fluid.
Watch this. Watch this.
You got this.
Da, 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 da.
That'll be good enough to give you
Hey.
another roll. Take a flat check again, Falter.
Woo!
And that's good enough. Shake off the persistent bleed damage.
Hmm.
Oh man.
Like plants anymore. I really don't think that I like plants anymore.
You don't want a garden when you grow up?
No.
I am considering resigning my position and perhaps taking a job at the pub and drinking for the rest of my life.
I mean, yeah, if you take a job at the pub, then you can kick Marcelo's ass. I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, you know, there's benefits to this proposition.
Hmm.
If you want to spend some time treating wounds, Miko, you can.
I mean,
For Delea
Delea
and
and Falter both are not doing great. So do I need to make? I need to make a check for each of them, eh?
Yeah, so declare who you're making a check for first. It'll take 20 minutes total to
I'm already doing Falter's shit. Let's do Falter.
Alright.
While we wait, we should talk about deliberate planning.
Do you have that treat wounds from your token action HUD? You go into
Yeah.
utility and then treat wounds.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Okay, it's Falter.
I think when spring and
Oh my
summer
God.
comes around,
Alright, so that's
Hey.
14 healing for Falter.
Alright, and then for
Good.
Delea,
Thank you, Miko.
so welcome. Oh,
Oh. It teased that 20.
so I don't know what to explain what just happened.
You still have a hero point if you just want to make it a success.
Yeah,
Or
I'd love to do
somebody
that.
in Twitch chat could give you a reroll for
I'd love
2,500.
to use my hero point. Thank you.
Alright, go ahead and roll me 2d8.
which we could
Is
use
that
our
not?
general points.
Is it not just there? Like, is that 9 not? Oh, I guess that's
No,
that.
the 9 was
roll, eh?
your check that failed. So you'll have to
So you
roll
said 2d8.
2d8.
Oh.
Wow.
So
Wah wah.
Delay heals for 2, but you don't have the wounded condition anymore. And what we've learned
maybe.
is Foundry does not want you to heal at all. Or
Yeah.
Miko hates you. That's between a healing potion
Maybe-
and treat wounds, a combined 4 hit points.
Oh, maybe you should drink another healing potion. I think Miko tries treating wounds, fails horribly, and then he's like, in my professional opinion, I think this would be the time for me to stop doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, you
Um,
don't, Miko. You know that I adore you. You're absolute rat shit at this right now. It's not fucking helping.
What?
Coming
They
so
are-
close to death so often, Delea's true temperament is coming out.
He's
Delea's a
leave
bitch!
him
Delea's a
alone.
bitch!
That was a bit harsh. I will admit. I feel a bit hurt, but
That's a better
You know,
reroll.
Miko, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I am also feeling a bit hurt right now.
Baird,
That's
can we use a player reroll on the healing?
that's a good question.
Normally no, but you know what? I'll allow it because you have. I'll allow it this one time. I'll allow player reroll for the heal because you guys need it.
Because you
Thank
don't
you,
want
Do you have
Baird.
a reroll in chat?
Yeah, Shadow just gave us one.
Thank-
Hot. Okay, watch this. I'm gonna hand type it out because I did not before, and I think that's definitely part of the issue. Now that's a healing.
5 more.
Hey, can we add that on?
Yes. So +5 more.
Hey, you know, if you extended it to an hour, what it's like double the effect?
You know,
That's true.
maybe my mother was right when she said that I shouldn't try to follow in Mospira's footsteps. Because I just get killed if I went out adventuring.
No. We're bad at planning so far. Listen, we
I mean-
went down the rope. We didn't talk about it. You guys went down the ramp. And then we came into plants. They came to plants. We just happened to get a little bit luckier on our side. But we got to plan a little bit better.
I mean, you're not wrong. We really do need to plan a bit better, but you know, I can't help but thinking I'm not gonna let this be my fate, obviously, because that's bullshit. But maybe my mother was a little bit right. Don't let her know that I said that.
I would never betray your trust like that.
Delea's mom. Don't be an adventurer! Delea almost dying twice on first adventure.
Well,
Ask her that.
Second adventure, alright?
Yeah.
I believe you make it through. Boy, Miko
gonna-
here is helping you out so much.
Which I really do appreciate, Miko. A lot. I
Huh?
don't think you're rat shit. I'm saying thank you. I'm saying thank you.
Okay.
Are you crying?
No! My player is laughing.
Alright.
But I am not. This is an unfortunate set of circumstances.
I think we'll be alright staying together as long as we talk about things and distrust every plant we come across.
I'd like to make a I'm just standing here check. I'm doing a shit job of it.
You are, in fact, not just standing there.
I'm not. I'm not.
I'm gonna pull out and use my healing potion. Because I don't like going in with 8 hit points.
I'm gonna walk away in case I curse it.
Well, we got to the next step. Which cave are we looking to go into?
Well, there's an entrance right by us, Sako. I don't. I can see like everything at all times, so I can poke my head in.
What? Maybe
What-
not. Maybe
what
you
does
don't
that
go
mean?
alone.
3 from that healing potion. Delay has dark vision.
So, have you ever considered that you're just shit at getting healing?
You know, after trying this, I think you force fed this to me, and that wasn't effective.
I'm kind of obsessed with the fact that Michael keeps saying things and Delea keeps responding. I love that. I'm like, I love that I get to talk to Delea.
You know what it is? There's probably a pineapple in these healing potions. And I'm allergic to pineapples.
That's unfortunate.
So the entrance where I dropped down from above, there did not appear to be any enemies in the immediate vicinity. So, if we want to go in that way, perhaps slightly less danger?
I mean, that
No
does seem like...
promises.
I can also poke my head in right here to see if there's anything to see if that could also potentially be a good route as well. Just
Sure, as long as Zarko watch your back.
Here. I will scream very loudly if something goes wrong.
Hold
and then
on.
I'll probably fall unconscious.
Let me reload.
Good.
Based off of my track record. I will not be conscious for long.
Alright. I'm ready.
Alright. As you guys come up towards this entrance, what I'll do is shift the map over so you all can see. Come on. It's thinking real hard about pulling you all over.
It definitely is pulling us all over.
I believe in you, Foundry. You got this.
You can do it.
You got...
I think we're missing Matilla and Blue Man still.
There we go.
Okay.
Wait, I'm here.
Reminder to preload maps when we start.
Ooh,
Also, a reminder that apparently some of my walls didn't save. So that is weird. Ignore the rooms that you see before you.
Uh-huh.
I only got a sliver. You're fine.
Haha, look, walls are a thing.
Reset fog of war, maybe, because we can still see
I'm still fixing it.
we can still see inside everything.
Why did my walls not save? It's not that important. It's just frustrating.
Yeah.
Now you can't see now.
So, Delea is going to take a look.
Mm-hmm.
You see a winding tunnel leading into the depths below.
Delea is going to take one of these with her. Nice
You
force
hear
shield on Delea.
the sound of chanting coming up from the north a bit.
And I'm just gonna pop a couple feet forward just to see.
It appears clear.
Just a little bit more. I want to see if this splits at all.
It does.
Zarko, aren't you supposed to be watching her? There we go.
And once I see that splits, I'm gonna leave.
Oh, I can't
Alright.
look good. It's dark in there.
Does Zarko only have low light?
Mhm.
Nice.
You know who can never see darkness?
Vati? Oh. Miko too, I'm pretty sure.
Miko.
Miko's dark vision.
Oh, it's
Miko
cute.
has perfect full color dark vision.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Miko's like, watch this. I'm pretty sure
He's like-
Miko also sheds light, does he not?
I think you have like an ancestral ability to do that.
Alright, well.
Well, then this takes it back to the debate of how does he know that he has dark vision if he can't see the dark?
Let's not get into that one right now. Please, I'm begging
Because
you.
someone would have said, hey, it's dark in here at some point in his life, and he would have gone, what the fuck is it dark? And then Father
did that.
Pedros would have had to sit him down and explain that what dark is.
So there's some chanting. Actually, was I able to determine which direction the chanting was coming from?
Up from, so when you walk in there,
Ah,
it was off towards your right hand side, up leading towards the north.
okay. So, all right. So I went in. The coast is pretty clear to start off. It goes for maybe 45 or 50 feet, and then there's a fork in the road. One leads off to the left. I couldn't see too much down that way, and then off to the right kind of goes a bit north as well. But there's chanting that I hear off down that path. So we will not be alone going up to the north/right route, but
Did it sound like the same chanting that the druids were doing? Perhaps there is another group of druids that are doing this chanting.
oh yeah, was it about the
It
same?
sounds similar, but
No.
just a bit kind of twisted and off. It sounds almost foul to your ear, whereas the chanting you heard kind of coming from the druids kind of gave you this feeling of sort of peace and kind of like inspired kind of a vision of bird song, or like a field of flowers. This one gives you the impression of sort of death or decay. Though the words are similar, the feelings that it evokes inside you are different.
It sounds the same almost, but it feels wrong. It doesn't feel good. I think going off to the north, off to the right path, I just have a gut feeling that off to the north, people are heading the tree, which is why it's rotting and decaying, and that whoever's inside is and whoever's off that way might be directly responsible for what's going on.
Then it would appear that that is the direction we are supposed to go. But perhaps
Yeah.
some more recon would be useful in this situation.
Yes, and how do we plan on counteracting the fact that I can't see crap in there?
Does anyone have a torch?
Miko has the light cantrip for being a bright
I do.
fetch.
True. Who wants me to light shit?
It would make sense for me to take front going into this dangerous area if you'd like to light me up.
Okay.
But
I
you
will.
fall unconscious just as easily as I do, it seems, just as a reminder.
You're level 1, everyone
I can
falls
cast-
unconscious easily.
I can cast several people, like light on several people.
But you cast it on a
Oh no, just kidding.
on an object.
I only cast it on one thing at once.
Oh,
Yeah.
Miko, I have an
Only
idea.
one object at once.
Miko,
Hmm?
you should cast the light onto one of Vatia's arrows, and Vatia can shoot it down. So we have the light going further down.
It's not a bad
Okay.
idea.
Sure. I shall
Only
do
if you're
that.
alright. Only if you're alright with that. I just think that if we get the arrow not going as far down, if we can have that a little bit ahead of us, and maybe a torch with us, so we're not fully in the dark, or so
I
the other
mean,
people are fully in the dark.
I suppose if we want to give up any sort of surprise we may have, then yes.
I think
mean-
surprise is forfeit either way. As long as we are bringing light into this cavern, people will know.
Fair
But
enough.
at least if we have that light source, we'll have the heads up as opposed to running directly into them. The one further
Yes.
down, at least.
I agree with
I will.
Julia.
All right, then give me an arrow.
I mean,
Yeah, so Batia will just pass Miko like a regular arrow.
Okay.
All right, I will light it.
And a burst of light shoots forth from this arrow.
All right. Let me see into cave, please.
And we will just make this light source.
I can walk with Vatia to the fork to
Right,
show
you guys
her.
go where you want to go.
Okay, so which way did we want to illuminate? Towards the north?
I think she said to the right, yes.
Oh dear, wait, before you shoot anything. It might fork again. There's another fork in the path. If anybody if somebody walks with me, I can see. But the path forks again right ahead. Do I have any indication about which way?
Make a perception check.
Dirty 20?
It's both. The sound comes from both directions, but you feel like the one slightly towards your right might get you there in a more straight shot.
Yeah, I will point that one out to Vatia. This one is probably your better shot. Back up off this way.
Right. Okay. I think Vachio will just fire an arrow from here, straight down this pathway.
All right. The arrow fires off and slams in to this wall in the distance.
Well, there is a wall about 60, 80 feet in front of us. It's not very helpful.
At least we know there's a wall. It's better than nothing. It's... I mean... Let's make...
As you begin to pass, it's just you hear the sound of something skittering off to your right, outside of your vision, and everybody roll me initiative.
Bad.
Oh, Rico.
And Foundry is struggling today. I don't know what's going on.
Did Miko even roll? Cause like I sure did.
I'm at 1.
I can't even see it. It's literally not even showing me.
My Foundry hasn't even loaded that yet. It's struggling.
It says on my screen that Mako rolled 8 total, so it's a nat 1.
I'm turning off Dice So Nice. Whatever. If it affects the stream, it affects it. And I'll fix it. But it's just killing us right now. So, I gotta fix it on the stream real quick. But Dice So Nice is just killing us too much.
So, did Miko even roll initiative? I like literally nothing's showing up for me.
It says that you rolled an 8 on my screen.
Same.
Same.
Oh, now I see it. Okay, so just in the mood for making me look like an idiot, right?
Hopefully that works better, because we're struggling with Dice So Nice. So
Unfortunate.
it's a nice feature, but not when dice rolls are killing the game. So, Walter, you are the first to go.
Okay. Unaware that things are happening, I'm gonna walk up next to Vadia. But game's paused.
Alright, there you go. And technical issues today.
Let's just all play in person. Obviously, that's so achievable.
Now we'll take a step there.
Party at my place?
Yeah, I'm on my way.
Okay.
I like it.
Seeing
go
the
to
room
Denny's after.
illuminated, can I take a look through, see if there's anything that might be hiding?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
There it is. I was looking for it.
You don't sense anything here.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and call my shield back to myself. That'll be my turn, I suppose.
Out of a side tunnel, Delea and Miko, you see a small mushroom-like creature charge forward towards Vatia. It appears quite similar to the creatures that you saw outside, only this one is made out of sort of pure fungus. And as it does so, a cloud of spores shoots forth, enveloping Halter and Vatia. And both of you go ahead and make a fortitude saving throw. You'll be able to click that button.
Wait. Does my can my counter performance? No, never mind.
I don't think your music's gonna stop us inhaling poison.
You do both pass your save, with each of you getting a 23. As these spores shoot over you, but you're okay.
I lost
Zarko,
my
We lost Mike.
We lost Michael.
I can't see shit.
Yeah, the light's over there, unfortunately.
I guess I'll move slowly in the direction of which I knew everyone was going.
And as you get there, you kind of bump in to a creature sitting in this kind of pitch black in front of you. So you could attempt to attack, but what happens is, so it counts as a hidden from you. So first, you commit to the attack, right? But because it's hidden, you have to make a flat check, which for hidden is DC 10. And if you fail your DC 10 check, DC 11 check, and if you fail it, you lose your attack and the action.
That also go for pushing it out of the way.
You could try that as well, but you still have to make that DC 11 flat check. And that one will not do it. As you attempt to shove, you just push empty air in front of you. You still have one action left.
I don't know what to do with it. I call out, "Where'd everyone go?"
We haven't moved.
Oh. Then,
You can probably at least see my silhouette against the light. Maybe.
Yeah, you can see Falter and Vatia, but he can't see Delea or Miko
or this creature.
or the creature. I should change the screen mode camera view, see if it will show just.
I guess I'll end it. No. Can I try to attack it? Or...
Yeah, but you just have to make that DC 11 flat check.
Oh.
2 will not do it either. So that
Alright,
will
well,
end
that's it.
your turn as Vatia.
Okay, can I at least sense the direction the spores came from? Because I can't see anything
Oh.
either.
Yeah, you're certain it's over in this direction.
Okay,
Somewhere, right behind you.
great. Can I use what I think will effectively be all my actions to grab a torch out of my back?
Yeah, and then strike it?
Yeah,
Yeah, you could do that.
then that's what Vachu's gonna do.
As you light a torch, suddenly Zarko, the creature, Falter, Delea, and even Miko on the edge spring into view.
Why didn't I think of that?
It's my fault. I forgot when I asked if anyone had a torch that I actually have several torches.
I do too! Oh
Delea,
gosh!
it is your turn.
First and foremost, I'm gonna try to do lingering composition with my inspire courage.
Alright.
So, inspire courage, that's in there, and then lingering composition.
So you'll make a performance check.
It's saying that I don't have any focus points, but I have
You
had
should
the
have
time to focus and
refocused.
stuff.
Yeah, you've had time to
I-
refocus. You should have one.
I should have won.
Yeah, you should have one.
Okay. I realize I've never declared that I wanted to try to refocus them. What is that?
So
DC.
you'll make a performance check. The DC for level 1 is going to be 15.
Beautiful.
So
16?
16 will work, so the composition will last 3 rounds. So we now actually have a 3-round fire courage we can apply to everyone.
Yay.
I can't drag drop to save my life, but we will apply this To
Um,
every.
Beautiful. And then I am going to do my favorite thing, which is fling some random rock at its head.
Alright, so telekinetic projectile.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it's super effective against Perrin. It should work this time, right?
Oh my god.
It should
My
work.
That
whole
misses.
loan.
With an 11.
Yeah. Are you sure that? Oh, okay. I think it'd be nice if an 11 hit.
Miko,
Oh.
it is your turn.
Yeah, I'd love to go if Foundry would let me, but here we are, everything breaking. I'm gonna Divine Lance the Leshy.
Okay. You want me to... Do you need me to do that for
I
you since
got
you're
it.
having boundary issues? Okay.
I got this. Watch this. So I see it there.
A nat 1 will
No.
miss.
Well, that's all for me, gang.
Not the best of rolls today. As, Walter, you can now see this creature that rushed
Yeah, I
out,
can.
skittering from the dark. A living fungus.
Alright. I'm gonna try to put my weapon into overdrive.
Very pretty here.
Never mind.
Uh,
Hello, fungus.
Overdrive shall fail.
Alright.
The 2 does not work for you.
Does this at least count as flanking with Zarko?
Yes, it will count as flanking since you are you have 10-foot reach.
Alright. Overdrive's failing. Let's give him the punch.
That will miss.
But I wanna. There we go.
The second one will hit, however, as you charge up your gauntlet and slam it in to the fungus.
Ugh.
It steps towards you, Walter,
Okay.
and lashes out with its fists.
No lashing. No lashing allowed.
And it misses as it rebounds off of your hard steel body and then attempts one more time to strike at you,
Ah.
managing to hit for 8 damage, and that will end its turn.
I will use my elemental barrage again. Shoot at it.
Oh boy.
Alright, make your range strike.
Ah, shit.
That will miss. I
Wow.
think you still have your hero point though if you want to turn it into a success.
Yes, I will.
Alright, go ahead and roll your damage. And then what type of damage are you trying to deal to it? And you can click between
gotta
acid,
go
cold,
with
fire, or electric.
Fire.
Alright, go ahead and roll that fire damage. As a flaming bullet shoots out and slams in to the fungus type creature, ripping through its fleshy body. And you still have one action left, I believe.
Yep. I'll use that to reload.
Batya.
Vatya's gonna hunt prey. And then as part of my hunt prey action, I can do a recall knowledge on this creature to figure out what type of creature and like potentially weaknesses.
All right, go ahead and you can choose nature if you'd like for it. That would be the most appropriate skill.
Yeah.
Let's do that. All right. So, as you draw down on the creature, focusing your energy, you immediately recognize this is some form of leshy adapted to underground living, fungus leshies themselves. They're known for their spores. They can blind, poison, and kill people through those dangerous spores. It's relatively hardy and fast. Its speed being the best, but it's not the most intelligent or willful of creatures. And you sense, you gather there's traces of this strange dark blight that you recognize was in the leshies you fought above that might cause it to explode in a burst of damage when it dies.
Okay. So Vatya's gonna just like call out to everyone. Get back from it. It will explode when it dies. And then she's gonna back the fuck up. And everyone else, since I told all of you that, you should have a +1 circumstance bonus to your next attack roll against that creature.
Hot.
And that's it for me.
Alea.
You muted, Lily.
Muted, bestie.
Thanks. I'm not used to the mute button actually working. Am I? Oh, no. Come on, Foundry. Why are you doing that? I just want to measure.
Foundry's being difficult today.
Oh, no. I just clicked the wrong thing. That's too far for a dagger, isn't it? Dagger's 20 feet, correct?
Let me double check. It'll just take a range penalty if you're outside the dagger range.
Oh, it's a thrown 10-foot
It's 10
range.
feet,
That.
though.
Yikes. Oh, because it's not a throwing knife, that's why.
So it's just a -4.
You know what? That's fine. Theoretically, would an infectious enthusiasm stack on top of literally everything else?
Can you
Infectious-
post infectious enthusiasm in the chat? I don't.
Yeah.
But,
It's another +1, and I would do that on attack rolls.
so since this is a status bonus, it won't stack with your existing.
Oh, is it a...
Well, it'd be the will saves and charisma based skill check.
I can
Oh.
choose what it goes on.
Yeah, but it wouldn't stack with attack rolls because your Inspired Courage is also a status bonus, which gives a +1 to attack rolls, and same types don't stack.
Okay, just wanted to double check about that before I did anything. You know, it's fine. We still have +2 overall, which is still very good. I am going to... Yeah, I'm gonna once again telekinetic projectile against it then.
Alright, go ahead and roll your attack. That will hit.
Alright. And that's 11 damage.
And the projectile slams into the Leshy's fleshy. And it teeters
Oh
near
my
death.
god.
Hey, Fulta, you should really get back soon.
Will that end your turn? You still have one action.
I don't want it to explode with Falter and Zarko within 10 feet of it, so I think I'm going to forfeit my last action
Alright.
instead of trying to hit again.
It either explodes or it
Um,
attacks me again.
How much do I give a shit about my friends and killing this thing? I mean, listen. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna Divine Lance it again. Watch this.
A 12 will miss.
Fuck. That was worth a shot. Alright, that's all from me.
Just remember, as Miko shoots a blast out to attack Falter, it is your turn.
So, could I theoretically ready an action for when this thing dies to dive for cover?
I'll allow you to do that. I'll give you a
Alright.
circumstance bonus to your save.
So, I'll spend my first action to raise my shield, and then spend my next 2 actions to ready to dive for cover.
Alright. Well, it lashes out at you with its fist,
Get out of here!
which hits.
I'm glad I got my shield now.
This is no you.
For 8.
Oh, you doing damage to me. GM's cheating me out of my shield block.
Oh, sorry. You want a shield block real quick?
Yeah, I was getting ready to take the damage myself, because I can toggle on shield block.
I can press the shield block. You're shield blocking?
Yeah.
Alright.
That's only 3 damage.
Founders think really hard there. Alright. And it swings with its fist again at you,
Stop.
striking once more. For 6, are you gonna shield block that too? No. you-
I've only got
you
one
already used your
reaction.
Yeah. That will bring Falter down, right?
Yep.
And then it rushes towards Zarko. Zarko, it's your turn.
I would like to get away from it.
Okay.
If it's still in the light, would I be able to see it and I'd just be in the darkness?
Yeah.
Okay. I will move to there. Whatever it's gonna do.
Alright. As you go to shoot it, go ahead and make me a flat DC check, because it is... Wait, no, you have low light vision, right?
Yeah.
So being in dim light won't matter for you. Never mind. Go ahead and roll your attack. A 24 will hit. Your bullet slams in to the creature's fungi-shaped head. Bubbles of energy begin sort of popping all over it, as though raising spores, and it explodes forth wooden kind of mushroom type stalks of spikes of energy and poison coating fill the air. Spores cover the entire surrounding area. Falter, you will go to dying 2 from this. but nobody else takes any more damage. Oh, both hit it. So put you back down to dying too. We'll stay in initiative order while Falter is dying, just to see what we can do.
No.
The spores cover this entire ground now, kind of nesting, and they sort of grow a little bit in the area, making it difficult terrain.
So the spores stay there?
Yes.
Like
A little forest of fungi sort of starting to grow in this region. Just makes it difficult terrain.
Okay, with my last action, I'm gonna rush as far as I can to Falter.
Okay.
Can't grab myself anymore.
Because I accidentally ended your turn. But
Oh, sorry.
I'm so used to you reloading to finish your turn.
Alright, there it is. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. End of my turn.
Fatia.
I'm not 100% sure what I can do here. I mean, I could theoretically help pull Falter out, but I don't know. Is there more reason to expose more people?
Bring him to me. I can stabilize him.
Okay, I can't see where you are, so
Unfortunate.
that's only marginally helpful.
I don't know what to tell you then.
Mika with their perfect vision. Just come here. You're all blind.
Mika's like, what's the problem? Batia! Batia, I'm over here!
All right.
Batia,
In that
I'm
case,
in
I
your
will
nifty
try
body.
to drag Falter through. So if that's difficult terrain, I think I can get like here in one turn.
Yeah.
And then I'm
And
assuming it's like
with
one
the rest
action.
of your turns, you can probably drag him to here.
Okay, then that's what I'm doing.
So we'll just move him along with you there. Foundry is struggling today. I don't know what's going on. It hasn't been like this before. Delea, it's your turn.
Miko, do you want me to help? I can help a little bit.
I've got this.
I know I just asked if you wanted me to help, but I'm not going to listen to you. I'm gonna cast Soothe on Falter.
Okay, go ahead and
This is
roll your
This is
healing.
my last spell slot.
Damn.
Damn. All right, that is a max healing roll for Falter for 15.
But you just know wrong direct. That shield also takes 10 damage.
Wait, it healed and broke my shield. What?
I'm managing the damage. Who clicked that button?
Oh, it was me. That was me. I didn't realize you were actually managing the damage.
We posted
that's the problem.
in Discord. I'd be managing from now on.
Okay.
And you're dying. That'll put us out of.
Hey Miko, I picked up a trick from watching you. Did I do it?
Your shield should not be broken.
Yeah.
So let's increase that back up to 15. Alright, that's all fixed now. And as Delea's soothing song infuses Falter, bringing him back to life, we will take a quick 15-minute midstream break. We will return shortly with the thrilling second half of Legacy of Ruin's first dungeon crawl. And we are back with the second half of our foray under the ground.
All right.
Let me just fix this broken chat window from when we turned off Dice So Nice. Because I couldn't fix it while we were on midstream break. And then we will get back to it. All right. What you guys choose to do?
Okay. Thank you for your magic, Delia. Now,
Of course. Just
I'm gonna
happy
light
that
a
you're
torch.
conscious again.
Miko, if I could request, I think I would like some light on. I'll hold up the gauntlet.
Yeah. I'll light the gauntlet.
Awesome.
I got crapped
Did
on.
not like the Leshy getting the drop on me like that.
That will eliminate this light source up here, but will enable a light source on you.
Love it. Plus, of course, I have some candles. Might be able to stick candles to my shoulder or something.
I'm not sure how much light the candles will infuse for you.
Dim light for 5 feet.
Hey, I mean, you'll be able to see me.
Just falter.
Alright. Which way do you think we should go?
Well, we had the stuff going up to the to the right path, I believe. Maybe we could see what's around the corner to the left real quick before we finish and head all the way up to the
Well,
right.
why don't we take
Right.
another listen and then decide on which way after we're here?
Yeah.
If you guys want to roll a perception check.
Falter got ears. You don't, but
Despite the echo going on in the cave, you definitely get the feeling that up in this, towards the right, the chanting comes stronger, a much clearer path. The chanting you can still make out comes from the left, but it's kind of dimmer, as though it bounces and echoes from deeper within the cave.
okay.
Well, I suggest we move at a slow, methodical pace, checking every direction before we go, and make sure we always have a light source since most of us can't see in the dark.
Alright. I'll take point if someone with a better set of eyes wants to stay right behind me.
I can stay behind you. I mean, my track record for staying conscious is not good, but I can see everything.
We should definitely stick together, so right behind you, all of us should be.
Okay.
I will take up the back, make sure nothing approaches us from behind.
I like that. Alright, I'm gonna creep forward through the mushroom, shield raised at all times, keeping that thing ready to catch anything that might jump out at me. Sure, let's see.
You kind of press forward, bit by bit. As you approach, there's sort of a bit of another split. A rock face in front of you, where you can once again sort of go to the left or to the right.
Okay. Gonna step up into this room. Oh, that is a big room.
What is it?
Should we give it another listen?
What do you hear with your special ears?
If we can take a little bit of a shimmy to the right real quick, I can get a little. There's another split. See if I can see any further down. This might be a dead end
Hold
over here.
on. We've lost Miko.
I literally can't move.
Oh no, this isn't a dead end. It goes further, and I see just barely something.
And the chanting seems to come louder
They're this
as
way.
you head this way.
Alright, sounds like the right direction. Gonna, like, motion like a wave forward to those in the back. Be along this wall forward. And there's a hard corner I can't see around. Bad things happening now.
This splits again. Up here a little bit. I'm seeing some stuff slightly off to the left.
You can tell you're very close to where the chanting is coming. I'm moving Miko for you guys.
Sure.
They're having boundary issues right now.
Sure.
The chanting is very strong coming from this entranceway to the north. And then you can faintly, Leia, see there appears to be some other room off here slightly to the left.
Okay.
And you can just get a glimpse, Leia, of what appears to be kind of the edges of maybe some chairs or sitting cushions of some sort. In this leftward room.
Are these ahead of us just rocks, or are they like pillars?
They're just rocks.
Okay.
There's some sort of sitting room. Do I see anyone in there?
You don't have a good view and you can't see very well there, but
I'd like to have Vatya stealth up towards the entrance where we hear the chanting coming from.
Oh, yeah. I'll like hide my gauntlet in my arm to like kind of stifle that light as she's creeping forward.
Alright. We'll do a blind roll request there for you for stealth. So, Michael's computer died again. Alright. You make your way up towards this entrance. Relatively quiet. As you get there, I'll put you here so you can just see. You see a large body of water kind of floating over it. This dark, sort of twisted man dressed in the brown robes of one of the druids kind of hovers up. Beams of dark energy feed into him from 3 other druids sitting around this lake, chanting these dark words. And as these beams feed to him, they kneel, sort of unaware of their surroundings completely. It pulses through his body and shoots up from his hand, raised over his head, touching one of the roots of the tree broken in through the cave roof. And you see dark energy pulsating through into the tree from him.
Ooh.
I would like to stealth back to the group. Do I need to make another stealth check,
No,
or
you can go back. They appear completely absorbed into what they're doing, and they don't notice you at all.
Okay,
You notice
so
the 3 kind of chanting druids there. They're kind of bent over, unmoving, just fixating on this chant completely. While that druid has his hands up, his eyes are like rolled back into his head, and he's just mumbling. It something different, but you can't make out what it's saying.
okay. So I approach the party, and then very quietly, Vatia is going to be like, all right, there's 4 targets in the room ahead. 3 chanting monks who seem to be fully absorbed in what they're doing, and 1 priest who appears to be channeling some kind of dark energy into the tree root itself. They did not notice me, near as I can tell, but there are 4 of them.
Well, we're dealing with a lot of dangerous variables. I'm not too interested in the idea of talking at this point.
So, what my impression of what's going on based off of that, obviously the chanting isn't stopping. They're probably continuing this to keep poisoning the tree. What are the chances that they will abandon what they're doing to try to fight us? Because if they stop, then they stop their efforts, and everything that they've been doing starts to retract a little bit.
But they will have to deal with us if they want to keep going, because obviously we are going to attempt to stop them. So they either have to sit there and finish what they're doing at the risk of us stopping them, or
Mm-hmm.
they have to fight us and get back to what they're doing. Either way, what they're doing stops.
Exactly. Just trying to think about if we have any good ways to go about this.
I mean, if you want to talk about a plan, they seem entirely absorbed according to Vatia, so
Mm-hmm.
Entirely.
Vatia and Zarko could get an easy opening volley.
Hey, it's kind of a dumb question, but I still feel like I still need to ask it. Can you explode again?
Oh, of course. I could do it right now if you'd like.
Hold
I
on, hold
mean,
on, hold on. I'm having idea.
We should whisper. They might be able to hear us.
how about we get back? Let's go back down the tunnel a bit.
Do-
That might be smart to just be out of earshot.
I know they might be chanting, but we just won't be sure.
That's fair. Explosion's a good idea. If potentially if we can get the drop on them, I couldn't imagine unless something horrible happens that we wouldn't get the drop. We have Vatia and Zarko capable. Miko and yourself, Delea, with your magic. Easy opening volleys, and I could try to rush in and explode.
Perhaps, let me give suggestion. There is only a very narrow opening into the room, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Zarko and I stand at entrance, take our opening shots at 2 of, or 1 of the targets, I don't know. And then we step back immediately after taking our shots and pull back around corner, falter, wait behind corner, and explode when they come through the door.
I
That could
don't
get
like this
some.
idea.
Well, I'm trying to think of anything else that could happen all at once that could potentially be enough to put off any of us getting hurt.
The
Just
explode
because.
thing, doesn't it damage falter?
The explode thing does not harm me. I've my explosion does not harm me.
Okay. But it does put you in a moment of direct attack the second they walk through the door, yeah?
The problem I'm seeing with this plan would be that with what they're doing, I'm going to assume they're magicians like our 2 friends here, and I'm not certain they would blindly rush at us should we pull back through a hallway.
But they would not have ability to see us if we were around corner. Yes, they would have to come out in order to see what is attacking them.
Maybe.
Well, either way, they'll be holed up in there. And they can't really get out, right? It's a dead end.
As far as I could see, but I could not see fully around corner. There could be another exit. I do not know.
Well, let's give it a shot. Try to bait him out. But if it doesn't work, we'll follow him. We'll chase him in.
The
We'll
baiting, it foils our entire elements of surprise. Yeah.
I don't think we really have much of one.
Yeah, and
Is-
Oh, we have a complete element of surprise as of right now.
Well,
we gotta
if-
rely on a torch too. I think this is the start of a plan, and then the improvise comes along when the adversary reacts.
Well, we can at least agree that having Zarko and Vatya unleash an opening volley is a good idea.
Mhm.
Right. And then just everyone be prepared for when they run through, and if they don't run through, we be prepared to chase them.
Sensible.
But we stick together when we chase them. If we don't stick together, even if they get away, the second
I
one
don't
of us-
think they're going to try to run. Because
Yeah.
the main thing here is to hit the tree. So why would they leave the tree completely?
That's a fair point. Just
So I don't
talking
think
about
we
all
have
possibilities.
I don't think we have to worry about them trying to run, because if they do, then they're abandoning what they came in to do, which is harm. Whatever they are here for, the first and foremost thing is to protect the tree. Or protect the practice of harming the tree.
I'd say
So
that's fair. I just want to plan for all possibility.
and I'm not convinced that we need to try to plan out for what may follow if they try to run, because I don't. Why would they leave running from a tree?
Well, my only point is that part is a little bit improvised, but we should stick together even when we run or chase after them. That's how
Yes,
stuck in a
this
trap.
is good
Yeah.
point. I agree.
Mhm.
So the light will give us away, but I think we're ready to begin.
Agreed.
All right.
So I think Vatya is going to move up towards the entrance again, quietly.
All right, we'll just do another quick stealth check for your quietness here. All right, go ahead and get into position. Are other people moving up stealthily?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zarko and Falter?
If are
Well-
they within? If they can be within 60 feet of me, I'm gonna.
Inspire courage.
Yeah, and also just not move as much as possible. I'm gonna. Can't really see around that corner too much. I can't see around that corner. Would it be able to?
Yeah. You'll be able to get them all. Inspire courage.
Okay.
Let me
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that and stay out of.
this old one.
Or I'm not gonna stay all the way back, but I'm not gonna go up and join the group as far, just because I know that I'm not fully healthy.
Not sure. Michael's fully with us.
I am.
Okay. Are you gonna try to do a lingering composition?
I don't have any focus points.
You could take the 10 minutes you all were talking and refocus. The gift of Glab will help you refocus as a bard.
Sure. I think just because I'm not really doing as much with my other spot, I am just gonna do it as a regular though, but I will take that focus point. I can just keep sustaining it.
I'd like to do the
Cool.
same for my Mirage, Azrael's Fury.
Okay.
Alright, Vatia. I'm ready.
All right.
I mean,
Should we go into initiative
Yep,
or?
I'm gonna go ahead and roll initiative now. I just enabled combat mode. Our fancy combat music. Fine. You can roll. And with fortuitous grace here, Zarko and Vatia are the first to go.
What?
With the highest initiatives. One thing you notice is the entire room is illuminated with this sort of dim glow of energy from all these beams and shadows and mystical force that makes it so you can see all of them.
Oh, I can only see one dude.
But yeah, because you're not in the room.
Okay.
So there's a wall blocking the full view there. I also assume you probably loaded your gun during that 10-minute break, so I'll just put that reload on you.
Yes. I'm just gonna open up with shooting him.
That hits.
Do you want me to hit the damage button?
Yeah, because it hits.
Oh, I understand now. You're gonna hit the other buttons.
Yeah, so the bullet rings out. It slams into this druid adept, kind of rips through him, and as you watch, he does not move at all.
Oh,
He continues chanting his dark words and doesn't react to being hit by the bullet.
We're gonna try again.
That will miss.
Yep. Alright, that's it.
All right. I'm going to target Adept 2. I'm going to hunt prey. And I'd also like to recall. Oh, let me double check something. Because I'm not sure if I
Monster
can
Hunter.
use. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can use that on a non-monster. You know.
Yeah, I gotta double check that myself.
Maybe like if you morally think about him as a monster, then
Oh yeah,
that'll work.
definitely.
Hurting trees.
It doesn't
Monster
say anything
flavor.
specifically about the type of creatures. It just
Yeah,
says you swiftly assess
they
your
should
prey.
work.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna recall knowledge. Nature again, I guess.
You can choose. You can use society. You could use nature, or if you want, you could use occult.
Nature it is. Just looking at the plus zeros I have in those other two.
So, look, you kind of quickly make an assessment. You notice this adept is identical to the Order of the Green Faith that you saw up above. It matches the wear, the dress, and the attire. It's probably related to the druids that went to investigate what was going on that never returned. And this strange energy, you get a read off it. It's somehow feeding this other person, you can almost see the life energy and essence from this druid is being pulled out of it towards the priest you saw earlier, and giving it extra vitality.
Now I'm starting to feel bad about shooting the adepts. Well, you know what? Now's not the time to change up the plans. I'll go ahead and use my hunted shot on Adept 2.
Alright, roll your attacks. That first one will miss.
Did I roll the second one?
Not yet.
Okay. There we go.
And that will also miss, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm too close to them. I should have been shooting at Adept 2. Or, 1, rather. Either way, that's my turn? Yeah, that's my turn.
This adept doesn't move and continues chanting.
So my
Alea.
turn. Just really not being as far away as I am. Just action 1 to sustain that spell or that cantrip.
Alright.
Want to measure just because I genuinely don't know what's going on and I can only see Falter and the description of the one enemy. I'm gonna use my second 2 actions to forbidding ward Falter against that enemy because I don't have to be able to see them.
Alright.
And that'll be it for me.
Batya, as you watch, you see the priest that was channeling the energy into the root pulls his hand away and looks in your direction.
Oh, good.
You dare to interfere? The master will be pleased to add you to the ceremony.
He will try.
And from him you are 55 feet away. So he summons a flaming sphere, which we will do as a quick drawing because I don't have a token for flaming sphere. Maybe, yes. We will draw. Why are you not drawing? Draw a circle. Foundry, what are you doing to me?
Would you like me to roll that reflex saving throw?
No, because it's not near you.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we will do a squiggly line draw. Foundry is hating me right now. I don't know what is like.
Foundry just seems to be difficult today.
Okay, it's drawing all these objects with 0 opacity. Which is why
Interesting.
that did not work. I don't know why. Okay. Alright. And accidentally There we go. And he ends his turn.
Not the orb.
Miko.
Yeah, I'm gonna move because I don't even know what I can't see anything, despite having everywhere vision. I'm gonna move there. Oh, if it'll let me move, I'll move there. Didn't even move that far, but here we are. Still can't see anything.
Because there's only one tiny little entrance right there.
I'm gonna move there. What's that? 45 feet total?
Yeah.
I don't even see anyone.
Nope.
I don't know what to do. Because I'm not gonna go rushing in by myself. Maybe...
You could probably see stuff from here.
from there? I'm just gonna use my whole action moving, I guess. Oh, hey. Okay, can I actually move here? Like, I just wanna...
That would only be 2 actions to get to that spot there. So you would still have 1 action left.
Is it? Hold on, I'm doing mental math.
Actually, that
40.
might actually be 50 feet.
I was gonna
So
say
it might
that's
be the third action
definitely...
there. That's 55, I think.
You talked
Yeah.
yourself out of the third action.
I mean, listen, I didn't have anything I could do for it anyways. No, if I'm gonna have to use my third action, I might as well go over there. I can see more over here.
And
Bro? Oh, I can't even move.
none of these adepts do anything. I'll put you there since you're using your third
Thank
action.
you. Just one over to the left.
Yeah.
Oh. I see Vadia shooting, heard Zarko shooting, heard a voice. I'm waiting, letting the plan run through, so I'm gonna sit here trying to get that minute overdrive. I think I can do that 3 times. Just trying to get that to. Never mind, I blew myself up.
All right. You blow yourself up with overdrive as you critically fail attempting to activate it.
Rough.
One of these days it'll work. I think if I critical fail, I have to. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to use a hero point to make that just a normal fail. Because crit failing
Okay.
overdrive means I can't overdrive for a minute.
Alright. Then I'll heal
So
you
I'll-
for that 1 damage back.
I will make that just a normal failure, and I will try one more time. Oh my lord! It's like pulling the cord of a lawnmower, trying to get it
Just trying
started.
to start yourself up as you just fail over and over and over again
see,
to tap into
We
overdrive.
gotta change the plan. People I can see isn't the bad guy. And I'll run into the room.
Okay. My foundry just crashed
Ah, right.
completely. Hold on. Okay, it's
Uh-oh.
back now. Gotta do some server maintenance or something. Things are going crazy.
And I'll go ahead and reload. And then I'll take a shot at Corrupted Priest.
That will hit. Where are you? Hold on. I need to hit refresh real quick because I can't see where you're standing. Because my foundry is acting up, so it's refreshing real quick. I lost connection to foundry.
Knights move away from the red circle.
Alright, so you do that. You do have that range penalty.
Yep.
Okay, then it's highlighted red because that range penalty is why you don't crit.
Ah.
But it is a hit, so I am gonna do something real quick.
Oh no.
Something.
I don't like it when the GM does something.
I deleted some graphics to try to save some bandwidth. We're struggling. Your bullet slams into the priest and he glares at you with murderous intent.
Oh
Help!
boy.
We're gonna delete all these fancy graphics because Founder's not behaving today.
Zarko might be on the
That's all
receiving
your
end of
turns,
that orb.
right?
Yeah, it's a Vatia.
Alright, so Vatia.
The Vadiator.
Like I briefly lost internet and everything came back, but even the stream restarted.
It's one of those internet days.
It's bad today, dude. I don't know what's going on.
I realized you could not hear me at all.
I can hear you now.
Yes. So I'm gonna hunt prey on the corrupted priest, and I was asking if he is a different type of creature from the adepts for the purposes of recall knowledge.
Yes.
Okay, then I will recall knowledge on him.
You can use religion, occult, or society on him.
Okay. I guess I'll go with religion. Okay. So never mind.
Yeah, that'll actually be a critical failure.
Cool. Well, then I'll just take my hunted shot.
That will miss.
Alright, well, there's a second one.
The dice are not in your favor today, but that one will hit.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yike.
So I think is hunted shots only one action.
So you should have one action left.
All right. Hail Mary.
Get him.
That hits.
Hey.
You are a flurry ranger, so
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get
for
those
another
hits in.
7 damage as your Hail Mary shot slams into the priest. And these adepts don't react. As Delea, it is your turn. You're muted
Oh,
if you're talking.
yep.
You wacky
Thanks.
muted people.
You know what? I don't want to be talking when I'm not supposed to be making noise. I'm gonna use my first action to. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. This Falter, from what I have seen, has not taken any damage so far. 25 feet.
Except
to
from
move.
himself.
You're not sustaining Forbidding Ward.
Hey,
No,
I'll put
I
out
am.
that fire.
Yeah, because right now Falter is the largest danger to himself. It's not letting me move. I mean, he is right now.
You're
Falter
not
is
wrong.
Foundry's not letting me move.
Be trying to move
Do you
up
have
here.
the?
I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on. Something's
Do you have the
weird.
ruler selected? It has the same like. what's
No, I
the-
don't.
Okay.
I cannot see Vatia from where I am, but also just now that I can see Zarko. Oh no, there's Vatia. Never
Yeah, you can
mind.
see everyone.
I'm going to there's my move. And then I'm going to recast Inspiring Courage, but this time with the Lingering Composition.
Alright, go ahead and roll your performance check.
I'm just gonna do that so it uses up that focus point. Performance check. I'm gonna use my
14.
hero
Okay.
point from the break.
Alright, then that will pass. So that will make a reaction fire curve. Filter and remove this old one. That's not valid anymore.
And then yeah, just in case I'm gonna. Never mind. Sorry, my foundry is bugging. I can't.
If Foundry's misbehaving really bad. I don't know what's going on. This is the first time I've ever had actual like issues with our Foundry server.
Third action to move to where I am a little bit closer to Miko,
All right.
just in case anyone else tries to move forward, so they're within range, and that'll do it.
For Batia, Miko, and Zarko, as you watch, a force of energy shoots towards the priest. He almost seems to gain vitality. And in exchange, you watch one of the adepts dies.
Oh
Collapsing,
shit.
dead upon the ground.
That's unfortunate.
And then this little circle of fire here that I could maybe select if Foundry was behaving. Yes. Goes after you, Zarko. And you'll need to make a reflex saving throw. And you will pass, so that will be half damage, so it'll be 5.
Just give it a little, it burns! I'm still the only one here.
And then, as he points his hand at you, this sort of dark, almost guttural voice shoots out. And he casts fear, so make a will saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh fuck, I don't have any. Never mind.
That will be a critical
Oh
failure.
no!
Are you out of hero points?
I will use the hero point to not make it that.
Alright, then you will be frightened 2 instead of frightened 3 and fleeing.
And spookin'.
And that will end his turn. Miko.
Okay. What can I do? So, are all the... Also, okay, I think I'm still in the wrong place, so I'm just gonna move myself over to where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, you were supposed to be there.
Because I wanted to look at the priest. So are all of these adept dudes like doing like spooky shit too, or is it just the priest?
So they are kind of kneeling down on the ground, their eyes closed, just completely ignoring the world around them, making these chants. And as they're chanting, you see kind of these beams of energy pulling out of them and feeding into the priest itself.
Oh, so they're
And-
like doing shit for this man. Okay.
Yeah,
then
and you could see that he kind of pulled the life force out of one, murdering it to heal himself.
All right. So if that's the case, we might as well kill them.
Damn, Miko.
You know. I mean, like, if they're gonna listen, it's labeled corrupted priest.
Yeah. I kind of figured that the adepts were like victims in this situation because Bayer did say that they were the twisted oak monks that
You definitely,
came
down.
Vatia, yes, you're right on. Like, they are the druids that came down to investigate. They're dressed the same. They have the Order of the Green
so
Faith.
they're not. Okay, so I shouldn't kill them.
They're not willful in this effort. They appear entranced and sort of subjugated and forced.
Okay,
into
but
this.
here's my argument. It's either go out by corrupted priest or go out by Miko. What would you rather?
Now,
Death
Well,
by-
I mean, there's a chance we
Death
could
by
kill the
little
priest
guy?
first.
Yeah, but like he's only gonna keep getting. Okay, maybe I'm just too much of murder on the mind. I could just go like cause problems for myself and get up way too close.
No.
Dive in the flaming sphere.
What?
Dive into the flaming sphere.
That's
No,
what
don't-
I'm saying.
don't
no
do
one
that.
Else can dive
Yeah,
in
those
the
guys
fire.
are
I do it first.
No,
YOLO.
everybody is flammable.
That's what you think. You don't know that in my 6-page backstory, I'm specifically not flammable.
You wrote bull-
if you had
bullshit, you
written
wrote two
6
sentences.
pages of backstory, maybe I'd even give that to you.
bullshit. You told me you wrote 2 sentences.
I did, it's true. It said Miko's an orphan.
Oh,
You can't even give
Amazing.
Baird shit then.
It's
It
not-
said Miko's an orphan and doesn't know anything.
Miko's an orphan. It caused me pain.
Okay.
Make me
I didn't
hurt.
I didn't actually use the word orphan anywhere in the backstory, I think. I
matters
did not.
Miko's about to save the day.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences. Sorry, 2 was an over-exaggeration.
Alright, take your
Okay.
turn.
I'm doing
Come
my
on,
turn.
Miko, save the
Sorry.
day.
I needed to what? By doing what?
Saving the day.
Miko things, I don't know.
I don't know, Miko
Just
behavior.
Miko.
Just little guy things. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna walk into the room.
Just stroll in and tell him to stop.
They have to listen. I'm a little guy.
Miko, do you think you're making the best
Miko.
decision?
Make
What
me
do-
a
I didn't-
perception check.
Oh no, my dad's here! I'm calling it right now. Before I make this perception check, my dad is in this room.
Rather die by Miko or die by that?
I'm my
Miko.
father Pedro.
You're not far off. It is not your father. However,
My mom.
this floating, corrupted priest you recognize as a
Oh, God.
member of the Church of Aristo.
Oh
One
god, those.
you haven't seen since you left to go seek out the missing children.
Oh wait, is he one of the ones who went with Father Pedro's?
Yes.
Oh no! What'd you do with my dad? Okay. That. How like conscious does he look?
He seems fully in control of himself.
Is talking to him a free action?
Yeah, in short utterances, you can talk.
Okay,
You
what's
recognize
his
his name is
Pardon?
Wayne.
Wayne, like
Wayne.
Bruce. Okay.
I was
Wayne
about to say, is
Brady.
his first name Bruce?
His first name's Wayne, but
Okay.
Is his last name Bruce?
Wayne.
Okay. Father
Wayne.
Wayne, what are you doing?
as you utter that, his eyes turn to look towards you. They almost take on a pitch black sheen And
Oh god.
a different voice seems to emanate.
You have the power inside you.
Damn.
Okay. Did you what? All right.
So two
Cool.
actions.
I'm gonna cast. I don't want to hurt him. He makes good sandwiches. No, does he make good sandwiches?
He
Hold on.
never cut the crust off.
Bro! Okay, I'm still gonna cast Daze, because I think this does what I think it does. Definitely. Having him stunned is better than nothing.
Brain boop him.
Brain booped. Fuck.
He passes.
He is anti-brain boop. Okay,
You
sorry for
still,
taking
he'll
so
still
long.
take half damage. You get a damage roll for that.
Ooh, sexy.
Damage equal to your.
So it will be half from that. So
Wait, I didn't know it did damage.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, I guess
it
it
does
makes sense.
damage and then can stun.
Okay, well,
and that will
that's
be
fine.
your turn.
He makes shit sandwiches anyways.
And then this adept does nothing. Falter.
Okay, they're going in, and my gauntlet doesn't want to spark up. I'm going for a walk. That is a big old flaming orb. It's a big old flaming priest.
A great ball of fire.
Arson. That's all I have to
Gonna
add.
be a spicy second move. No, he's too far away. You know what? Yeah, we're going on a walk. Pardon me, Miko. Coming through.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Ooh. Oh no, I don't like how the spear animated when I walk past it.
I found an animation. Let's hope it doesn't break Foundry.
Alright, walking in, I'm gonna do the ability that's always worked and has never done absolutely awful damage, as I critically missed my energy beam.
Sexy.
Boom, and it just shoots off, hitting the cave wall.
Volter, remember, remind me later to help you work on your aim.
I won that archery contest.
I'm gonna get
Well,
away.
I won
Second.
the archery contest.
Flaming
Second
ball.
place.
Second. Darko.
Gonna get away from the flaming ball of doom.
Miko's turn with a flaming ball of doom.
Come at me, I can take it.
And then, okay. So, frightened 1, crippled, or 2. Status penalty equals the value.
It's a -2 essentially to everything.
Okay. Alright. Then I guess I will reload. And then with my last action, I'll attack him.
That hits.
Die.
For 8 damage.
And that's all of it.
And I can maybe do that. Vatia.
All right. I marked him as my prey last round, didn't I?
Yes. It should
Okay. It
still
doesn't
have
look like
your-
it's. Oh yeah, no, it's still on.
Yeah.
Okay. Hunted shot.
Get him.
Pew pew. Pew pew. It's just a lot of 10s today. So that one misses. And that one hits.
Okay.
You warm up on the first shot, and then
It was a ranging shot.
that will
And-
hit as another arrow slams in to the priest's body, and he glares at you. His eyes dancing between normal and pitch black, wavering as you deal damage to him.
I'm gonna take another shot.
That will miss.
Okay.
So one action.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, because it only lists multiple attack penalty up
It
to.
never goes lower than where it's at now. So if you make a fourth
Perfect.
attack, it'll be the same as this one.
Let's go. Okay. Never mind.
This adept does nothing except chant more. Delea,
Okay, so I have a question. So I'm reading through Prestidigitation. Theoretically, with the cook, you can cool, warm, or flavor 1 pound of non-living material. Fire is non-living, and it specifies that you can cool things. Can I try to cool down the fire?
you can make a
It just says-
counteract check, but it's not gonna work. So it's not.
Okay, because it doesn't say anything about magic. It just says it has to be non-living.
But it is a second level spell, so I don't think your cool cantrip will be able to counteract a second level spell.
It doesn't say. This is not like anything remotely written out, so technically there's nothing against it. But yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and do just because Zarko is a bit further in there. Actually, I gotta see how I have to move a lot to be able to do that. Vatia is firing a lot of arrows. Vatia, I'm just gonna cast Forbidding Ward on you.
Thank you.
For the corrupted priest.
Right, so one action.
I don't have anything to keep sustaining. Just as a bit out of caution, I'm gonna move so I'm not directly in view of anyone if they do try to go on land.
Alright. Your turn. As you watch, the priest seems to heal himself. And another adept has its life drained dangerously low. And he sustains his spell, throwing the flaming sphere at Miko. We'll go ahead and make a reflex saving throw, Miko.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my stuff just cut out. What is he doing to me?
He moved his flaming sphere to ram you.
Oh, Lord in heaven.
So that will fail for 9 damage.
Spicy.
Ouchie.
That sphere do be flaming.
And then he will cast Produce Flame at Falter.
I need you to can't.
Which will exactly hit your AC. For 7.
I do have 1 point of fire resistance.
And that will be 6. And that will end his turn.
My turn?
It is Miko's turn.
Sexy. Okay. What am I gonna do? Well, I'd like to get out of the way of this thing. So I'm gonna go here, because I don't know what's going on with this, with like the water situation or whatever is going on.
He's like floating over the water.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, just
Can I
like
put my feeties in
held
the water?
aloft by strange eldritch energy.
Can I put my feeties in the water?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wait, maybe. Is
You
there a
could-
thing? Is there fantasy lightning on water damage in this game?
Not traditionally, no. However, if somebody is submerged in water and you use a lightning spell, I will give them circumstance penalties on their save.
Oh man. You know, yeah, I'm gonna put my feeties in the water.
Hey, it comes
I'm
up like just over your ankles.
All right, cute. I take my flats off. I like to use my free action to take my shoes off before stepping in the. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna divide Lance's ass.
Get him.
Get him.
I'd like to cast take this, bro.
All right.
If it's gonna let me attack.
An 18 will hit.
Oh, I forgot to target. Sorry. Target with my damage. How does that sound?
Yeah, we like damage. That's
Like
a good
that.
damage.
All right. As your divine lance slams into it, what are you picking? Good damage, or chaotic, or what damage type?
Good.
All right.
I don't like this question.
It slams into the priest, and as the good energy hits him, it courses through his body, and he lets out an unearthly scream as wisps of energy start to kind of melt off of his body. And it's extra effective. He appears weak to good damage.
Ah, good to know.
Tiny Miko, do that again.
I will try. Father Wayne, I don't know how much I can appeal to you actually in there, but this is not going well.
Can I see how deep the water is?
Where he's standing, it's about 15 feet deep.
Ah.
There are a couple boulders and rocks that if you stand on them, you wouldn't be as deep. However, you could kind of walk on the surface of the boulder and it would just cover up to like mid-calf and be difficult terrain.
Okay.
As you can see, 3 main boulders that you could use for kind of standing on around.
Okay. I'm gonna do a stupid. I'm leaping out onto this boulder. Difficult terrain, so I'd be able to get to, like, right there with one movement.
If you're leaping, you could jump there with a single movement, no problem. Not even counting difficult terrain. With your abilities, yeah.
Okay. I want to jump at him. It's a little.
Go ahead and
further.
make an athletics check to try to grapple him.
19.
19 succeeds.
How? So was that the actual grapple check?
That'll count for the grapple, the leap, everything.
I would like to use my last hero point to make that a crit.
All right. You
I want to tackle his
critically
ass out of the air.
Succeed as you tackle his ass.
Sorry.
It's all good. That makes him restrained, right?
Yeah, critical
success.
grapples are restrained. Is he still in the air? Am I like stuck to him, or did he go down?
You're hanging off of him.
Okay. So,
Why can it's alphabetical and I still can't find restraint? There it is. Why can I not see? So you grab him, kind of hold his arms in, and you kind of are both hovering up above. You feel kind of this energy sort of holding him aloft. It's not from his own power that he is floating. You get the impression.
Okay. And that would have been like jump, grab.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be your turn.
But I've got him held. He's restrained.
Well, that's super good because that is going to heavily restrict his ability to cast spells.
Oh yeah.
I think he can still sustain his existing sphere, but he can't take anything. I have to see if sustained has the manipulate action.
Sustain has the concentrate trait.
Yeah, the only things he can't do are attack and manipulate things.
Yeah.
So as long as it doesn't have the manipulate, but he can't cast any other spells or make any other attacks. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It is Zarko's turn. I'm not sure if this guy will survive another round, to be honest. Now he's super screwed.
I'm going to reload and use Azrael's Fury again. Oh, wrong thing.
Alright, the elemental barrage.
Yep.
That will hit.
And I'll hit him with electricity.
And it courses through the electricity, shocking through his body. He's holding on by the thinnest of threads.
It's my turn.
Vatia.
You muted.
Thank you, bestie. You know what Vatia does. I'm gonna shoot at him.
Hunted shot?
Yep.
Alright.
Ooh.
That is a
no,
critical hit.
Sorry, I did not target.
It will
Oh,
be
boy.
a critical. And that will be a hit.
Oh,
that's
sorry,
your
that was-
damage. Yeah, that's your
Yeah,
damage.
sorry.
Well, that is enough to describe how you take him down.
Okay, do you want me to roll the second shot or
Yeah,
no?
roll the second shot too.
Okay.
That does not hit with a 5. But how do you take this guy down?
Oh, I mean, I'm imagining that Vatia is like taking a second to like really line up her shot and just like puts it right in his chest.
The arrow slams in to his chest. And as it does so, the eldritch energy that was kind of holding him aloft dissipates. Walter, you and the body fall into the water. And as this happens, you watch the energy begins to coalesce. A dark, shapeless mass begins to filter like coils of shadow out from his body. And you see it begin to take this twisted, shadowy,
Oh my god.
demonic form.
What the fuck?
The Velstruck failed, I see. But the power is not lost. My master will be happy to see that it sits in such weak, fleshy creatures.
Ooh.
This is not the end.
And the shadowy creature shoots into the ceiling and phases through the rock, disappearing from view. As it does so, you feel this rhythmic sort of thrumming inside you. Your implements of Azrael and the energy from the soul shard start to hum and vibrate in your hands. And you feel this surge of newfound power as you'll hit level 2 after this session.
Woo!
Technically right now. But
You solved your tree puzzle. Kind of barely, because the dude fucked off.
You look
But-
like you look like disappointment.
Wow.
To be fair, we did solve the tree puzzle because the puzzle was that someone was doing something to the tree, and people are no longer doing anything to the tree. So,
Solved.
Can
puzzle
I
solved.
Quest
drag the
quest done.
priests out of the water?
Yeah, the ones that are still alive.
I
that
mean,
fireball
if
still there?
if
Yeah,
Wayne
it's
is
on
on like
fire.
dying 2 or 3, maybe we might be able to do something.
I mean,
the fireball is gonna.
Wait, are
As-
these
Or-
adepts on like dying? Hold on.
As you kind of pull the adepts out, they appear slightly emaciated, sort of their skins taking a sort of grayish pallor, and they appear lost and confused, kind of not sure of their surroundings. What? Who are you?
Don't worry about who we are right now. Are you alright?
Oh, I feel like I've aged 20 years.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
We're not exactly fully sure how you got here, but there was somebody who got possessed by some shadowy creature, and was using your bodies as conduits of power to help destroy Twisted Oak Tree. But that shadowy creature is now gone. And for now, you are safe. And the tree is safe.
He reaches out and grasps at your hand. He's like, thank you. Thank you for saving us. Where's Philip? He came down here with us.
They're probably dead.
What does
Is there
Philip
other
look
body
like?
there?
Is
Kind of
Does
looks
Philip have
around
the same
and
token as you?
then sees the now emaciated body of the other druid. He's like, no! What? Philip! Why?
I think all that really matters is, I mean, yes, loss is horrible. Let me finish my thought. Loss is horrible, and I know firsthand exactly how terrible it is, but sometimes you just have to be grateful that you're able to make it out alive. And to make Philip's memory a blessing.
It just collapses into sobs.
Hey, hold on, that's a good point. Where's is the body of Father Wayne still there?
I was hoping
It's floating
that
in the water.
when I said
my
I wanted to
God!
drag him.
You don't
guys,
recognize the bodies in the
am I-
water.
I
Oh my
dragged him
God,
to shore, but y'all jumped to the druids.
Okay.
Oh God, I didn't
it's
realize that's who you're dragging to shore.
been
Ah!
dragged to the shore.
God!
Father Wayne.
I cast that spell
As you
fucking
approach, You
fucking
see
stabilize, bro.
his skin is sort of like shrunken in. His eyes are burned out, just leaving empty husks
Ooh.
from where he was, and it appears almost kind of somewhat deflated.
Ah! But so he's like dead. That's unfortunate.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
So, are we going to touch on the fact that that creature that came out of Wayne spoke to us about increasing our power?
Hold on.
I was underwater. It was a little muffled.
Yeah, he's kind of laughing at us like we was furthering his plan or something.
Maybe
I got the sense that it was more laughing because who he perceived to be his adversaries, i.e., us, were weaker than he expected. Am I wrong?
Maybe.
or maybe he sees a bit of Ezreal in us and is laughing
Right.
about how weak Ezreal made us.
That's what I fear that he may be an adversary of Azrael.
Well,
Play
that's
for his
better
film.
than I was expecting. I was like, oh no, maybe we're working for this demon fella after all. And then I was like, well, I have to recant this pistol here, but I didn't want to do that because it's pretty nice. But
It's a very nice pistol.
Such a nice pistol.
Oh. By Desna. Wait, by Desna! Wait, hold on! Father Wayne was with Father Pedro's when they came out. He was one of the ones who went with Father Pedro's when we went missing. Oh, by the gods! Oh, Father Pedro's.
So
Tiny child Miko, be calm. I will use my skills to survey the area, try to see if Father Pedro's is here.
Okay, that would be a good idea.
Miko, can I hold your hands real quick?
No, I'm fine.
I was going to just ask you, okay, it's fine. I was just gonna help you try
Miko,
to breathe, but it's alright.
if you need something to distract yourself, I believe our adept friend here has a bullet wound.
But actually,
why would it be a
Actually-
bullet wound?
Actually, I think all the damage from this guy is from the life drain. The guy who Sarko shot died. That was Philip.
Okay, I thought it was adept 2 that got shot.
Philip.
No, I successfully missed Adept 2.
oh my god. Miko's like, Falter's like, our friend has a bullet wound, and Miko looks excited, and Falter's like, no, I was mistaken, and Miko looks disappointed.
No, I'm pretty certain this is a bullet wound. Wait, I think he's already dead.
I mean, it is still a bullet wound. It's just also a deceased wound.
Can you fix it, Miko?
Well, not yet. That's a secret tool we'll use for later. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Vadia.
Maybe.
Bayard, is there anything I should roll to like search the area?
Yeah, you could roll
my
survival.
Father Pedro's check.
Father Pedro's check.
Please. Where's my dad? I have to ask him
You
about his
don't really
straight
get
fluffer.
much of a
Wait.
sense.
Can I use a hero point to upgrade that?
Yeah, you can upgrade it. Even with a critical success, the footprints here seem to match with what you track, matching up with like Wayne and the other adepts here. No recent signs of movements within this area. Appears Wayne sort of maybe came in before the other 3 adepts, and then they came several hours later.
Okay. Miko, I do not believe Father Pedros was here, based on these footprints.
That's even worse.
Or is better, because he could still be alive somewhere else.
Or he could be
Honestly,
dead somewhere else, but you know,
No, but
not gonna mention that.
He could. Why you gotta be like that?
I mean, we've already thought he
Hmm.
could be dead, so it's just adding on to that
all
thought.
right, I'm outie.
The fear?
Bye.
I mean, we're trying to think realistically.
Miko's gone.
Yes, with thinking about quadrupeders.
There goes Miko. Oh,
I was-
But you
unfortunate.
know, Miko, but he'll live somewhere
Bye.
else. Miko.
I'm literally gone.
I was
Oh, I have a sandwich in my bag.
trying to be helpful, supportive.
As Miko rushes out of the caves.
I think we should get the druids upstairs to the others,
I
so that they are all
um,
able to get a rest.
yes, but I think I should go stick with tiny child Miko to make sure he does not get attacked by another bush.
That's a good idea.
Is there
I
any
hope I
sign-
do.
Is there any sign
No,
that
you
the tree
don't.
has recovered?
What was that question, Zarko?
Is there any sign the tree is or has recovered?
As you're standing there, actually, you do see some of the black tendrils in the tree seem to slowly be fading away.
Oh, good. Okay. Call that mission accomplished.
As Vadia catches up with Miko, who's hiding by a rock,
He was sitting on a rock, but
sitting on a rock.
yeah, let's go back upstairs. Let's take the elevator this time.
I'll help the adept that got drained walk out.
You all slowly make your way back upstairs, retracing your path, I assume.
Mhm.
We'll just activate this other map here.
Cool.
Magic
Very
teleport
cool.
powers.
I can't even. That's unfortunate. Oh, thank you.
As you approach several of the druids, the chanting sort of stopped. The green energy on their hand away. The tree appears to be doing much better. Exhausted, druids approach you. Thank you, my friends. I see you found 2 of our number. And he looks towards you. Philip, I suppose, did not.
Philip did
Unfortunately.
Succumb to dark energies.
What caused this evil?
some kind of demon.
Shadowy creature was possessing and was trying to corrupt the tree, but that shadowy creature has gone now.
We are eternally in your thanks that you were able to drive this beast away.
I suspect this is not over. This is not the last we will see of this creature. Hopefully you will be safe for now, and the demon will pick another target, but you should still be on your guard.
Thank you so much. Hopefully Demian will return soon. He's been gone nearly a week now.
Who?
So,
Should we know
sorry,
that name?
Demian?
The leader of our druidic order.
He's the one who came to.
Oh!
No, that was a different one.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
Keep an eye out for him. Hopefully, he
Strange
hasn't.
earthquakes in the region. Now corruption here. Demian went deeper in the woods, feeling some strange disturbance, and then those wardens and priests from town came through.
You saw them? Which way did they go?
When we told them Demian had headed deeper in the woods, they took off that way. They mentioned something about missing children they were searching for.
Player just points
Dark
at Miko.
times.
Well, Miko gives you a look like, So the fuck?
I mean, you were the missing child, or one of them.
Well,
You were the one that Father Pedros was looking for?
yes.
He passed through here. Several days passed, hoping we had perhaps seen sight of you, but no strangers had come through here other than them.
Of course.
Perhaps this is a chance for our factions to align. Father Pedro sought out Demian's guidance. Demian has been missing deeper in the heart of Ravenel's forest, seeking out some sense of light or ruin that he felt was growing deeper within.
Perhaps a legacy of ruin.
Michael.
They said the name.
Michael, you're grounded.
Roll credit.
That has to be the bad point, hero pun, right?
Horrible. Horrible. Maybe you're the legacies and you're fighting the ruin.
Maybe I am the legacy.
Maybe we're
of
the
ruin,
ruin
how
and the
bad my
legacy is
jokes
across
are.
the road.
Maybe. Maybe you're the ruin.
Maybe we're the real ruin all along.
The
Well-
real
the
ruin
friends
was
we
the
made
friends
along
we
the way.
Yeah, there we go.
One brain cell.
We're in hell. Okay, so bro, we gotta go after my dad.
Yeah, hopefully. Maybe we should go. I know we're far, but maybe we should go back in town to report that, things have been settled down and solved here before we go back in
I
town.
agree. We all
And-
also need a long rest.
You're of course welcome to rest here.
My mother's gonna kill me.
Why would...
You'll be lucky if she does.
Oh, I know. I know.
That's true, actually. Well, how far
And-
away is town?
Just a couple hours journey. You could get there near evening.
I think we should make our way back to town while we still have energy. We can rest there, report on the things that happened, and make a plan from there.
I need a
And also-
sandwich.
Let that fella know that his tree's
Yeah.
inside.
Indeed. Yes.
Can't seem to recall his name, but maybe when we're passing our way back through to go deep into the forest, look for Father
Tree
Pedros.
man.
We can help bring him back to the tree as well.
Yes.
So he's reunited.
Let's do that.
Alright, so you guys are gonna head back to town.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I'm gonna use one of my my fancy magic thing where I kind of heal people for fun every hour. You know what
Little
I mean?
healing
Yeah.
funsies.
The fun healing thing, Azrael's blessing thing. Let's do this. Did that actually work? Definitely not.
You have a healing burst.
That's what it is.
Everybody heals for 2.
Everybody.
Yes.
Everybody.
I heal everyone but Delea, actually.
Oh, nope, Baird clicked that I healed. It's fine.
It was a
It's a
cleric
burst, you
layer.
can't control it.
Obsessed.
You can always kick her on the shin.
For 2 minutes.
I kick her in the shin for two more damage.
You actually have to hit first.
Vatia, hold her still.
I will do no such thing.
I love that Michael keeps talking and the characters keep responding. I love that Michael's my favorite NPC in Legacy of Ruin.
Keeps ruining everything.
You.
I don't even know who Michael is.
Michael's just following the party around like the peanut gallery.
I'm gonna name my loot Michael.
Okay, do it.
No, that's not my name. That's not my name. Michael doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right. We have to search harder for my name.
Wow. Okay, rude.
Okay.
Don't you think it's rude to call somebody something that's not their name? Shouldn't you find out what their name actually is?
Why is Luke talking to Michael now?
Wait, it's all in Elven, so actually he
Yeah,
wouldn't know
the
what
only people
Nico
who understand
said.
are me and Sark.
But I'm saying Miko
Yeah.
wasn't talking. Michael was.
But Luke
Well-
understands Michael.
Okay.
Well-
Thank
well-
God.
Loot, if your name isn't Michael, are you able to perhaps think about what it could be?
It could be. It's not coming to me right now. We have to search a little bit harder.
Okay, we can search a little bit harder. It's no big deal.
Also, you did a
Would
really
you
good
mind?
job down there.
Thank you. I'm
I
just
like how
glad
you
that I didn't
inspired
die.
everybody. It was really
Thank
cool.
you. I think it's my favorite pastime.
Miko even healed you. That was a good success, right?
Good.
You were a
That was
little
a
mean to
really-
him earlier, though. I don't know how you thought that was going to work out for
I'm
you.
gonna
Get her
bamfing it back. Bamfing it back. If you give me shit, I'll put you away.
Right, of course, Zarko hears this entire exchange.
Luke's really nice to you.
I'm just saying that maybe you should try a little bit harder to
No,
be
no.
nice. That's all I'm saying.
You scored a good
I'll be
point.
quiet now. I said, be quiet.
I thought only Delea could hear the loot.
No one's talking out loud.
In Elven.
Oh, he just was saying that. He says you're a bit rude to Miko, and Miko's like, true.
Miko doesn't understand.
Oh God,
Mik-
yeah.
Yeah, it only
Yeah.
speaks Elven.
The
Probably-
subtitles are in
What?
cursive.
You probably heard
in French.
Miko's name mentioned a couple times.
Yeah, I heard
Nobody speaks
Miko.
French.
Miko. Miko.
Before, like, Delea just turns, like, extremely red. Like, I'm putting you away. Bamps it back. Okay. So, are we going back into town now?
Yes. I think Vatya like has already like grabbed Miko's hand and is like already walking back towards town.
Already helping me cross the street.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, Mom.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm your real mom now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know where my old one was. Apparently in love with Father Pedro's. Whatever's going on there.
Well, if you're
That doesn't preclude that it's me.
his mom now, does that mean that
Oh
you're
my
fated to
God.
die, so he's a triple orphan?
Wow.
Wait, if Vatya dies, I'm a triple orphan?
Yeah, if I'm your
Yeah.
mom now.
I mean, yeah, I don't have any proof that Father Pedro's has adoption papers.
Man, you know, Michael used to love Father Pedro's, but now Michael's like,
I do! What do you mean?
oh no.
I love. No, I didn't say that. I just said that like if there's no official record of my adoption, then Vatya can die, and then I could be a triple orphan. Because Vatya has not signed adoption papers either. You're just gonna declare yourself Nico's parent, and then die, and then boom, extra orphan points.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly how it works. You just declare parenthood, and then you die.
and then
It's
you
like
die.
every Spider-Man reboot.
You don't
Oh,
you don't know that
jeez.
Father Pedro's is died. He was last spotted heading deeper into the Ravenel forest.
Okay, well, it's a funny joke. It's a funny bit.
Now, of course, you did encounter somebody who left with him, who happened to be possessed by a demon.
Is
and-
now dead.
I'm scared that the demons are gonna tell my dad that I worship another god.
Where's fear?
Is that
Not the demons.
Miko talking, or is that Miko talking to?
Michael!
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't responding to Michael. to Michael.
Miko has a British accent. Michael doesn't.
Oh, that was a British accent?
I was doing that. I'm outie, gang. I want to go back home.
And you guys make it back to Cell Train.
Thank God. Father Parent's gonna try and talk to me, and I'm just gonna go to my room. Shut the door. I'm done. I'm outie. I go grab a sandwich from the kitchen, and then I go back in my room.
You grab a sandwich from the kitchen and the crusts aren't cut off.
Ah!
And it
How
makes
can
you
they
think
make
of
our way?
someone.
Batman!
And as
Orphan?
Miko goes to his room, pouting, you walk past a stunned parent who comes to approach you at first, but seeing your surly mood, he decides to give you your space, also noticing, the blood and everything else. But you're alive and he's happy, and he decides to give you your space at this moment in time. And you all settle in for the night. And that is where we'll end today's session. And when we return in 2 weeks' time, we shall pick up the morning of the next day with your new level 2 characters as we continue to search for the source of the corruption. Thank you everybody out in Twitchland who joined us and watched us today, and for those who participated, and hope everybody had a great time. As always, we will see you next time here on Digital Dungeon.
Thank you,
Have a great
Bayard.
day.
Yeah.